Hello, gentle viewers. This is Indian, welcoming you to a new episode of Out of the Park Baseball 19. So, at this point, we've accomplished everything we've set out to accomplish, really. We've won 6 World Championships, been to the playoffs 18 out of 19 years. There's not much more we could do with this franchise. But I also don't want to commit to a new franchise right now. When OOTP 20 is supposed to be coming out, I think they said sometime in the early spring. So what we're going to do is we're going to stay with the keys. And we're going to keep playing as we are right now. And just see, how much damage we can rack up before OOTP 20 comes out. I don't want to start the World Tour and then have to instantly drop it because the new game comes out. Because once 20 comes out, I'm going to want to play it and nothing else. So that's what we're looking at. Last season, we won 105-57. Got bounced out of the first round, though. So that's not great. If we have a quick look, the offense did its job. We had, if we look by, let's focus on Awoba. Look at this crap. We have just the most insane offense ever, to the point where Xander Bogaerts was the worst player we had. And that's saying something. Offensively. But his defense was so good, we don't really care. So. Offensively, there's honestly not much I can obviously see that we can do to improve the team. If we take a look at the team home screen, I find this is good for high-level overviews. Nobody here stands out to me as this player needs to be replaced, which is good. Pitching, we can always get better at pitching. No one really stood out this year, but we did get a full year of Junior Thompson, who's had a nice third year to his campaign. Brickyard Kennedy, who we took in the draft, had a pretty nice rookie year. There's stuff to build on, but it's also hard to look at this and instantly say that we don't have room for improvement here either. We will have Jason Hammel back, and he's flamed out rather spectacularly. This is part of baseball, and I'm sure we'll find something to do with him at some point. The other thing to concern ourselves with is that we do have a handful of interesting prospects, most of whom aren't very close to the majors. So let's go ahead and start by seeing if we want to promote people. You guys know the drill by now. The first thing we check is see if the AI thinks we should promote anyone. And then we'll check the stats. Again, yeah, this player is way too good to play a second year in rookie ball. I mean, this counts as domination, and it's his second year in rookie ball already, so we'll happily promote him and let him deal with advanced competition. Angel Pinto. Look, getting 2 WAR in so few plate appearances means you're doing something really, really right. In this case, probably defense. So we're going to go ahead and promote him too. I do recommend, if you've never played an OOTP game before, go ahead and let the AI manage the minors for you, at least for your first couple of seasons. Because the payoff isn't that great. To be totally honest with you, it's not that great. It's not nearly good enough for the amount of time you have to spend to get a good feel for who should be playing where. You want to promote a couple people, that's fine. Okay, now let's check the stats. Okay, Alex Montoy had an absolutely insane season. I will happily promote him. Now, we'll notice that he's actually coming up for the 40-man. Where we might very well lose him. I'm going to be totally honest with you. I don't care. I don't care. I think he's a cool player, but not enough to spend a precious 40-man roster spot on someone whose value is primarily defensive. And it's not like Willie Mays is going anywhere anytime soon. What happened to his overall? It just cratered for no reason. Actually, no, it's been fairly consistent. That's my fault. Are we missing a scout? We do have a scout, right? Yeah, we do. Okay. Cool. Cool. Anyone else that deserves a promotion? I'll promote both of you. I'm being relatively aggressive with promotions, but only because I rather expect a lot of these guys are going to AAA. What happened here? Oh, Jones. Did I just put someone on the 40-man I didn't mean to? Maybe. John Getz, and the rest don't care. Stats. 3 WAR is respectable. Promotion for Mike Anderson. Promotion for Larry Sorensen. Paul Gregory, Tom Sexton. Yeah, Cisneros isn't looking so great now, but whatever. Okay, so now we have a truer sense of what the minor league progression looks like. And this tells me that we have a couple of interesting players at a couple of key positions, but there's nobody that I'm going to look at right now and say definitely getting a start in the majors this year. Yeah, there's nobody here that obviously is going to be earning a shot. Maybe Matt Strom. Strom survived the single-A to double-A bump pretty easily. He didn't have a lot of playing time at triple-A, so let's take these stats with a grain of salt. 12 innings is nothing. But he definitely handled himself quite well at double-A. So he may be about ready to get some major league experience. You are such a weird player. You're going to be one of these guys that's just going to get stuck in the minors, I think, at least for another year or two, just because your skill set is so weird. To be a doubles hitter with good contact, hardly ever strikes out, but complete inability to hit homers and never drawing a walk. This guy's all over the place. How was he in... Oh, he never played in real life. This must be a... Where'd he come from? Was he drafted? International amateur free agent. He's such a weird player, but I do think he might be useful at some point in the future. Okay. And then any coaching holes that we need to fill. No, I think we handled that. Alright, let us advance to the end of the award season. Oh, whoops. Let's stop. I totally forgot about salary arbitration. Hey, Luis Hernandez and Xander Bogaerts both got gold gloves. Okay. Alright. Easy decision. Jack Ferry had an absolutely abysmal year. So the question becomes, do we think this was a fluke? Or do we think this is a genuine sign of him getting worse? A couple of things point to this being a fluke. Number one, his really high BABIP, well over 300. Number two, his just insane home run rate. Now, unfortunately, one of the things I'd love to see OTP do better is track player performance in a sense. Like, I would want to know, for example, was he throwing certain pitches too often? Or other pitches not enough? Is this him deciding, this is the year I'm going to work on my changeup? I don't know. We know he's always going to have movement issues, which means he's going to be vulnerable to home runs. It seems pretty unlikely that we're going to get a 2036 again. So I'm going to go ahead and offer him a pay cut. Because frankly, he doesn't deserve a raise. He just doesn't. Dick Selma. A good pitcher, been consistently productive. Unusually low BABIP. His peripherals suggest he should have had a better season. He must have just had bad luck. Bill Wise is a really good pitcher. Was he hurt last year? He was not. So I wonder why he pitched so few innings. In any case, I'm going to go ahead and give him a nice healthy raise. I don't want to go to arbitration with him. I don't know what to do about Yogi Berra. I had originally planned that he would take over catching full time once what's-his-face retired. I just don't know that he deserves it. I'm going to go ahead and keep him because there's no reason to let him go yet. Okay. So our free agents are Bill Graziadei and Alejandro Lopez. Are either of these players so good that we want to risk the qualifying offer? Bill is coming off his worst season as a pro. That is an indisputable fact. Also indisputable is the fact that we don't really have an offensive player ready to take his place. His track record was so consistent up to last season that it's tempting to see this as a fluke. Until we realize something, that this may be a change in ability. Blue is his contact, right? Look at it, it's leveling off. And I'm going to be totally honest, he was way overhitting his contact anyway. Why are you unhappy? Because of your performance? You're all on the team. Whatever. What does Bill want to come back? Let's start a discussion with that. I don't think this is a good risk. There's enough here to tell me. Last year was also the first year he missed significant time. Was it? No, maybe it wasn't. How did he end up benched? Why didn't he play every day? So the only reason he wouldn't play every day was someone kicked him out of the role. But I genuinely don't know who could have done that. Damn, nice year for Harold Baines. Like, we were thinking he might be a bust based on his 2035 season, but he's definitely proven he deserves to hang. This is the other reason, by the way, that I'm skeptical about paying Graz, as I'll call him, a lot of money. I will offer him the qualifying offer. Lopez has been a terrific innings eater for us. But two things concern me. First of all, his changeup's a garbage pitch, which means he's not really a starter. Remember, you can look at this and think, oh, this guy's definitely a starter. I cannot think of any pitcher off the top of my head that threw only two pitches well and became a great starting pitcher. I just can't. Because I think Sandy Koufax had a 4-seam, 2-seam, and his ridiculous curveball. He might have even thrown a changeup. Yeah, I can't think of any other starter. Relievers, sure. You've got guys like Mariano Rivera, who literally threw one pitch 80+% of the time, the cutter. Regardless, he's crashing on his secondary abilities. He's already 32. And he mostly works because he eats innings like nobody's business. And that's cool, but it's not something I want to spend a bunch of money on, especially when I've got guys in the bullpen eager to kick the door down. This would be a pretty reasonable contract, and I wouldn't normally object to it, except for the fact I don't think he can handle it. I think last year is the beginning of a decline, not a new establishment of his ability. He's only 2 years. This is decent pitching, but it's not great pitching. This is the kind of thing we don't have to settle for. So we're going to go ahead and not even give him a qualifying offer. Okay. Platinum Stick, Luis Hernandez, Pete Browning, Willie Mays, and Harold Baines. Nice. People sign new contracts. I wonder if we'll get any Rookie of the Year votes for Baines. MVP to Luis Hernandez, huh? Interesting. Let's take a quick look at the news, just because I'm curious to see. Look, I did not expect we were going to win Cy Young, nor did we deserve to. Best rookie. Kennedy got a handful of votes. That's about it, though. That's fair. Yeah, we got no votes. That can happen. Hall of Fame voting. What do we got? I'm going to go ahead and vote for Pete Alexander. I'm going to ignore Tom Burns and Michael Conforto. Leon Durham is a little different. Like, if you compare these two careers, we have such a big ballot, I will go ahead and vote for Durham. Definitely Jesse Duryea. Fat Jack Fisher, not his first year. Garza, no. LeMaster, no. Sean Marshall, maybe. Yeah, Chris Martinez is real good. Bill Melton. Holy crap, 500 homers? Damn. Yeah, that's definitely a Hall of Famer in my book. I'm not really seeing anyone else here that's standing out to me. Vic Willis, maybe. But probably not. I'm going to go ahead and just focus on this. Yeah, I was going to win the shit out of that contract. He's like, I didn't cut his salary more. And Bill declined the offer, which is reasonable. Okay. So let's quickly focus on... Ooh, you know, this would be a perfect time to use... No. Rosters... We're looking at the really cool graphs. One's under player development. So this just tells me about my best prospects. Oh, come on. Where's the really cool one? There's a really cool visual description. Meet the team. Oh, this kind of helps. See, our biggest issue right now is that we don't have a very deep... I'm sorry, we have a deep... What am I trying to say here? We have a deep farm system without a really great one. Yeah, this is actually the one I was thinking of. No, there's another one too, because it shows you like the most likely replacement too. Player strategy? No, I don't really gonna mess with that. Player development? No. This is driving me up the wall. What's the other way to do this? Reports. That's cool. Team stats. Reports. Here we go. Positional rankings. That's what I was looking for. God, I don't know why that took me so long to find. So the obvious place to upgrade would be left field. Which is fair, because right now what we have is we have a bunch of players who excel in different areas, but none of whom, like, take over, so to speak. As someone we definitely want to build the offense around. But I really think we could use one more elite starting pitcher. So I think our first focus is what is actually available on the free agent market. And the truth is, there isn't a whole lot here. There just isn't. There is literally nobody here that I think is worth overpaying. Like, I'm not spending that much money for Steve Avery and forking over a first-round pick. Avery is basically as good as the rest of my rotation, maybe slightly better, and that's not worth it to me. Bringing back Lopez for cheap, I guess, makes sense. Look, on a one-year contract, I don't mind him. His skill set is useful enough to me that I would take a 1 or 2 year deal. I'm just not one to spend a whole crap ton of money on him. Now, this is interesting. I will happily go ahead and offer you this deal. And that's it. That's literally all I really am interested in this year. This is a really weak free agent class, and I don't think we're going to improve the team much through free agency. I think this is the year we just kind of muddle through when it comes to okay. I like Howell as a reliever. I like him quite a bit. I'm not giving up this level of quality in terms of prospects, though. I'll tell you what. What if I drop Garcia? You'd still take the deal. What if I drop Tony Wolters? He'll think about it. I mean, yeah, I'll make the offer. No way. I could probably get him fairly cheap. He's not even that expensive. Why are you so eager to get rid of him? His track record's not super great. Want to give me Mel Ott? Yeah, I didn't think you'd take that. Would you even consider a second round pick? No. Let's see if you take it for the third round pick. And if you say no, you say no. Nah, that's okay. I'm just gonna... I don't think I'm gonna make that deal because I don't know that we need a bullpen pitcher that badly. I definitely don't need a mediocre one that badly. I mean, he's a dime a dozen. He's literally... I've 3 other players that are Earl Averill at this point. Okay. He'll be an interesting little pitcher, and worst case scenario, he doesn't cost me very much. We do want to look at our Rule 5 and make sure we don't lose anyone. Okay. Holy shit, did you overpay him? Damn. I will take a supplemental first round pick rather than pay that salary. Okay. So, anyone truly outstanding who deserves at least a shot this year? Tom Sexton is a really great defender, but he's also the kind of player that's not likely to be taken anyway. I think we're good. I doubt there's anything here that I'll be terribly interested in, but you never know. You're a weird player, dude. You're a corner outfielder who makes a living by playing defense, but who probably won't hit very well. I don't quite know how to make heads or tails of that. Yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and skip the whole draft. I just don't see a purpose for us even grabbing Alcala. Because look, there's a team that won 105 games. So there's no reason we can't have another successful season. Even without adding much in the way of talent. Because our offense is that damn good. You represent an intriguing prospect, my friend. Very intriguing. Like, first of all, this gives us a young prospect, and it's someone who does something very differently than any other left fielder on the roster, namely, he can crush home runs. So the question is it worth coughing up one of our better relievers to get a major upgrade in the outfield? You know, I really think it is. Just for fun. Actually, I don't think he can be traded. Wait, what? Okay, won't give me a first rounder. That's fair. Won't give me a second. Wouldn't give me a third. Maybe Samardzija? Okay. Let's talk about what we're surrendering. We're giving up Bob Walk, who's a pretty decent starting pitcher prospect, but who's also very far away from the majors. And most importantly, his control's going to hold him back. An interesting player, but the kind of player that we don't desperately need right now. We're giving up Dick Selmatu, who is admittedly a really good reliever. But we can always find more relievers. A genuinely interesting outfield candidate. Plus a catching prospect. I think we take this deal, and I think it's an easy deal to take. Oh, Leon Durham got elected. Good for him. I'm very comfortable with this deal. I know we've created like this ridiculous logjam in left field, and we will sort that. But I think we've made the team better, and we didn't give up a whole lot to accomplish it. And we'll see how spring training shakes out. And that'll be a big part of who we end up claiming. So you want to trade me basically Bruce Campbell 2.0, who's even older, and also get a prospect. Mate, I don't know what you're smoking, but maybe smoke a little bit less. I know I've got a ton of money available. I just don't have a purpose behind it. Okay. Strom, you're getting an invitation to spring training. Davy Jones gets an invitation to spring training. Sabori and Hardy. Mike Anderson and Dario Mendoza. That all seems reasonable. Oh yeah, Zunino, played in Double A last year, right? Oh, he played in A. I think he's ready for Double A. I'm not going to promote him up to Triple A. I love having an actual catching prospect now. I feel better about our team's future right now. A lot better. I'm going to go ahead and think about what to do with Lopez after spring training is done with. I don't need 4 catchers in spring training. That's a bit silly. That's good. Let's go. Oh, we can do the next month. No. I don't want your crappy player. Oops, I didn't want to do that. Okay, so we lost Bogaerts for the rest of spring training. That's not super great. Okay, so he's not ready for opening day. That's disappointing. Big changes. Nope, Harper's crashing hard. Hernandez is slightly better. Mendoza's slightly better. Martinez is a fair bit better. Williams got better. Reed got worse. Mays got better. Jones is all over the bloody place. Ooh, Phenomenal Smith is adding heat to his fastball. That's always a good sign. Okay. All right. So let's start by looking at pitchers. We have 18. We only really need 12. The problem is the 2 that really need to be demoted the most are the 2 that aren't going to agree. So the $1 million question becomes, who do we send down? The problem is the 3 people I really like to send down are also the 3 that don't want to go down. Okay, Jack Ferry agreed. That was good of him. Hill can go down. Strom can go down to the minors. I can go ahead and designate you for assignment. I can happily just cut Jack Harper. I'm not going to let him control my team. Jim Wilson to the minors. What are we looking at now? Perfect. We've got our starting pitching staff. you guys will sort out how he actually works once the season starts. Okay. I don't need 3 catchers. I think this might be the year that we set Al Lopez free. Goodbye. Okay, we have entirely too many outfielders. I don't want him the 40 man. I want him in the minors. Jeremy Reed is now entirely unnecessary. Okay, I got to get rid of 2 players, 2 of whom are probably going to be left fielders. I will demote Stalker. And I'm going to demote Ruiz too, because I think he'd gain more benefit out of another full year in AAA. What is Danny Martinez's deal? Is he literally not getting any playing time? Oh, he's starting. He is starting. Okay. All right, let's go up to opening day. You want me to win the World Series? So do I. Holy shit, look at the talent Nationals managed to put together. That's a really strong core. If they can develop it, which maybe they can't. Wow, both Lopez and Reed got claimed. That is your prerogative. Yeah, we'll go ahead and let Bogaerts sit on the DL. We really do have an absurd number of outfielders until you realize that Harold Baines is a DH. Okay. Let's instantly send Bill Bradley down and call up Bogaerts. I'm sure someone has corrected me like at least a dozen times in the comments. But because I do this stuff in backlog format right now, it's hard for me to keep up with this stuff sometimes. Oh, 400 homers, nice. Okay, actually that's a good use of our time right now. Who's coming up contract-wise? Carroll, Nola, Lopez, and Morales. Okay. Carroll's starting to crash. I think we go ahead and let Carroll walk. I have no opinion on Nola. We'll see. Lopez or Morales. Yeah, Carroll's a bit of an issue now. Not Pete Browning. Wow, the whole team's just not hitting to start off the season. That's really unlike them. I have a sneaking suspicion we'll get things sorted out here in another year, in another, couple of weeks. I really don't want to promote Zunino too aggressive. Oh, shit. Okay. Matt Strom is first man up bullpen wise, and then we'll just see who you want to promote to be the starter next month. And there goes Carroll. He is down. So the $1 million question is, who becomes the new backup? Do we go ahead and let Tony Wolters take the job for now? Because I'd really like you to play a bit more. I think that's the plan for now. And just accept that we're going to have a subpar catcher for at least this season. Oh, I don't know who that is. And I don't particularly care either. We're kind of this weird combination of an aging roster where the core is still really, really good and surprisingly young, but the rest of the team is not so great. Hammel got a little bit better. That's kind of surprising. Yeah, Carroll's kind of crashing now. Okay. All right. There isn't a lot here that actually screams at you as saying this is an elite player. This draft might be a bit more bottom heavy. I'm sorry, this draft might have a little bit more depth to it and a little bit less top notch. Oh, I take that back. There's some very talented players near the top here. Very talented indeed. And if we had an all players. Oh yeah, there's a lot more talent here than I expected. Let's see what's left. I think we're overrating Alex Johnson just a touch. Devers is a really good all-around hitter. Alex Johnson might have a slightly higher ceiling, but between Johnson and Devers, I think I'd rather have Devers. But I think I'm going to take Jim Hughes because we need to keep cycling in new pitching. And I think Jim Hughes is the best starter in this draft that's still left. So I'm going to go ahead and draft him. Okay. Ketel Marte is actually not that good. If he played one of the other outfield positions, I would actually draft McCoskey. Donovan Osborne's not bad. But we're honestly already at the part of the draft where we're not really looking at much in the way of elite players. Mark Teixeira would be an interesting pick. Yeah, Nieves is such a boom or bust type player. I mean, Osborne is the smart choice from a short-term perspective. Actually, let's go and take Gene Lansing. Jeff Treadaway. Nope. Dan Shannon. Yes. Dan Shannon's got a widely... has a... Oh, damn, we do need catching prospects, too. Doc Edwards. Really good catcher, won't hit a whole lot. That's catching prospect 101. Okay. We can grab Stuffy. Sure. Oh, no. He's not a good enough hitter. We can take a flyer on Harry Blake. He's only 17, which means we're going to get to watch him develop for quite a while. I'll grab Van Kelly. And let's look at pitching. I will take Reggie Harris. Oh, you're one of those kids. Okay. Joe Brown. I've often believed that the place you really earn your money as a GM and OOTP is grabbing the relievers that the AI just won't grab sometimes. Because as you've seen, you can very easily flip a couple of quality relievers and get top-notch players. I don't know what to do about catcher next year. That may be something we look for a 1-year stopgap at. Because I think Fred Carroll's career is done. I don't think he's got enough left in the tank. They're literally starting Tony Wolters. That tells you right there. Oh, Carroll's hurt. Never mind. Let's go ahead and continue. Well, that's going to free up a spot for us. Was he starting? He was not. Okay. Then we'll just promote Carmen Hill for now. Okay, is he still better than most catchers? Yes, he is. I do want Jim Hughes in Double-A. Because I think he can handle it. Nola really wants to come back. Offer extension. He only wants a 1-year deal. And he actually wants less money than he's got now. As deals go, that's one of the better deals you can get. Yeah, I'll give him a 1-year deal. We don't necessarily need perfection. And he's got a herniated disc. Well, that's life, isn't it? Fred mate. I mean, I can't see giving you a new deal. I genuinely can't. I think your career's done, and I think you need to come to grips with that. Let's go and rocket Jim Hughes to the majors. Or could just give Jim Wilson a shot. International amateurs. I'm going to bid on Joel Morales. Because I think he's a lot better balanced than the others. Okay. I mean, there's not really any contact hitters that we have. So I'm inclined to go and let Eggleston come back. He's consistently gotten us good quality offense. Everyone else whose deal is up can get a new contract. And we got Morales, excellent. I don't think that's a good fit for us. You're incredibly easily impressed. You literally took the first offer. I'm worried about his movement. Otherwise, I might actually take this deal. But I'm really concerned about his movement, and I don't think he'd play well in my park. Why on earth do you think I'd give you... I would want Odd Gumbert back? Who made it from Cleveland? Alejandro Lopez and Pud Galvin. Hernandez, Browning. No Willie Mays? Damn. Tough. Oh, holy shit, that's because Tris Speaker's having an amazing season. Yeah, okay. That's reasonable. 2,000 hits. Neat. I can't give you Romay. I can't. Oof. Yeah, I can't do that trade. I don't need a reliever. I especially don't need a bad starter. Nope. Quit offering me the same damn players. I should just say not interested. Now that's an interesting upgrade. My only issue, though, with Pat Collins is that he does have such a very limited offensive profile. I might look at him in the offseason, but I think for right now, it's not a good deal. Yeah, I don't want Brandon McCarthy. Oh, dear. I could get Bill Wirtz back. That'd be pretty hilarious. No, I don't need relievers. I just don't. And the fact you continue to push me on them is quite irritating. Let's check the trading block. Ah, here's the issue right here. Again. That's our problem. The pitchers that are available aren't truly upgrades over what we've got. A Julio Martinez wouldn't be a terrible idea. It's someone who could get us through a year or two as a catcher. Okay, what do you desperately need? You really need relievers and pitchers. Can I interest you in Paul Strand? And Harry Schaefer. I think this works quite well. Signing the praises? Ah, right. I'm going to go ahead and shop around young Mr. Campbell here and just see what kind of offers we get. Because frankly, he's not doing us any good right now. And I'm getting nothing in return for him either. I could get Merv Connors here. You know what? I don't really have much in the way of first base prospects. So I think that was well worth it. And we can go ahead and promote Julio Martinez, and he'll get some catching time too. I could just try to flip Fred Carroll for whatever I can get. Yeah, nobody wants him. That's fine. That's a lot of money. But I think I'll give it to him. Because I think he's got a high percentage chance to be worth it. Here's an interesting choice. What can I get if I flip Alejandro Lopez? Oh, excuse me. I'm getting a lot of offers. I don't need a center fielder. I don't really need the bullpen upgrade. I'm mostly getting relievers or other players that I don't need all that badly. Okay, how does the bullpen actually look this year? We have the best bullpen in baseball. It's the starters that have been subpar. Okay. Let's just go ahead and proceed at this point. Not much here to see. How is Jim Hughes doing? I see, we weren't sorted by potential as we should have been. Who's been the worst starter this year? Oh god, 3 of you have basically been dirt fucking garbage. We gotta get Jim Wilson out of there, and we just gotta promote Jim Hughes and see how he handles it. I'll promote J.J. Hardy. What's been Junior Thompson's issue this year? This is weird. It's like every other year he's either really good or really bad. I can't quite put my finger on it. Well, that's going to put a damper in things. Let's promote Bill Bradley. I'm sure Dina Martinez can shift over to second without too much of an issue. The real shitty part is that means he's not going to be available for the end of the season, which I don't super love. Postseason, that's what they call it these days. No. I've got a decent sized lead in our division. But this team is really vulnerable just because our pitching hasn't been amazing. I would very much like you to go ahead and rehab in the minors for a bit. Basically until rosters expand, then I'll call you back up. There you go. Ruiz can come back. That's it for now. Can be promoted. Why did you think I want Waddy Clark? Okay, here we go. We're starting to get a little bit of talent back. Oh wow, I thought Pete Browning would miss the end of the season. That's awesome. It was definitely one of our lesser years, for sure. Yeah, Hammel's kind of done at this point. So's Pete Browning. These things happen. These things happen. Really? You did that on purpose, didn't you? Okay. It's kind of hard to argue with this setup, at least for this round. What's gone wrong this year? Oh God, Willie Mays? What the hell happened to you? I didn't expect to see him crash this soon. Thank goodness for Luis Hernandez and Yisel Puig this year. How good was Pete Browning even? Are we losing him too? Yeah, this was easily his worst year as a major league player. We're going to have some interesting decisions in the offseason because a lot of people whose positions I would have previously called unassailable are very vulnerable. Silence is exactly replacement level. That's not great. But we've also got a couple more years to figure out what he can do. Bogaerts had an acceptable offensive year. He's a bit overpaid. Caminiti wasn't that great. I mean, he was reasonable, but not great. Might be ready to be Mendoza time. And pitching has just been a bloody nightmare this year, I think. I think the only above-average starter has been CC. And McCormick to a lesser extent. Yeah, thank goodness for our crazy good bullpen, right? Well, CC always gets it done in the playoffs. I just don't know that the rest of the staff can carry us up. That's 2 games. All right. Our AA hitting coach decided to retire. Let's promote Jason Brugger. Hughes got spanked pretty badly. But we did end up pulling out a victory. It's better than we did last year when we were arguably a much better team. The hated caribou. Oh, damn. That was a slugfest. Really, dude? You couldn't decide to get injured last series so I could replace you. Yeah, we're going to just get brothel stomped, I think. Yeah, I wouldn't at all be shocked if we get swept. We deserved it. This was a bad year. And we didn't have the offense. Curse you, caribou. Yeah, whatever, mate. Alright, fine. Jesus. No! Those damn caribou. Okay. This is a decision I didn't expect to be this interesting. There's a couple of things we can look at this and we can take this one of two ways. Option number one. Willie Mays' time has come and gone, and we'd be stupid to pay him $30 million again. And we might be better off avoiding the contract and seeing if he'd take a pay cut. I cannot see paying this version of Willie Mays that much money. Let's make the easy version first. Avoid the shit out of that contract year. Let's take the second easy decision. Execute the shit out of that contract year. I hate to say it. I really hate to say it. What changed this year? His BABIP was still very, very good. I've got to void his contract, and I've got to try to bring him back on less money. Damn. And our manager retired, too. Okay, so we got a couple options. One is we can promote Tom McGreevy. You get along super well with everyone, though. Have you ever been a manager before? You were a long time ago, and you even won a World Series. I'm going to go ahead and promote Brad Miller to be the bench coach. And then I will point you as the AA manager. And appoint you as the rookie manager. Or the single A manager, rather. Okay. I'm going to do one quick contract thing while I'm thinking of it. I want to see how much Willie Mays is going to command on the open market. Yeah, easy choice, easy choice. How much would Willie Mays want to come back? Oh, God. Willie, I love you. You're not worth that anymore. I'll give you the qualifying offer. What does Carroll want? No, he would take the qualifying offer. I don't want that. I actually don't want to bring Hammel back. Offer you a minor league extension. The rest of you jerks can leave. I think I'm going to go ahead and... yeah, we'll just let Yogi Berra sort Yogi Berra later on. Yeah, Willie. Not to mention the fact you weren't that good in center field either. We'll see what happens with Willie. For now, though, I want to thank everyone for watching the series. I really think either this coming season or the following season, we're going to need to make some tough decisions. Because I think we're getting to the stage where that core that really made this team mega elite is aging or needing to be replaced. Yeah, Fred Carroll, brilliant catcher for us for a number of years. He's no good. Willie Mays crashed hard last year. His best years might be behind him. Pete Browning, still an above-average player, but he's not the ridiculously awesome player he was in years past. I mean, Luis Hernandez was solid, but not super elite. Yeah, we're going to have to make some choices on how to upgrade this team. And I don't necessarily think that upgrade is going to come from the farm system. So we're going to have a good, long, hard think about how we want to move forward with this team next year. At least we got CC, though. At least we got CC. It's our curiosity. Okay. So yeah, do share your opinions down below, how we can move forward. Is it worth signing Willie Mays to a new deal, hoping that last year was an aberration? Or do we accept that this might be the new normal for Willie? What I can't get over is how bad he is at defense now. Like, don't get me wrong. Willie Mays is probably a Hall of Famer. He is a Hall of Famer. What am I saying? But I don't think he's going to play the last few years of his career with me. I just don't think he's worth it. $40 million is entirely reasonable for the Willie Mays of 2 years ago. Willie Mays last year, $40 million is a bit of an overpay. We got screwed this year. We'll have to see what happens from now on. But until next time, this has been Indian. Thank you for watching, and I bid you good day.